in terms of the way I work, so most of my work is one-to-one. I do work with teams, and
but I'm guessing you enjoy the one-to-one more than anything.
Actually, I mean, I like both, but they're very different, and I do more one-to-one. That's kind of, I suppose, my sweet spot, my bread and butter. And I think in that space, what I'm really trying to do, you know, some of my clients work with me for years, and really what I've found that I'm doing is I'm kind of covering all the space that they're not. So it's not to say that I'm, you know, brilliant at marketing, but I understand the principles of marketing. Yeah. So if they're talking about creating a new product and they're so excited about the new product and they're not really giving any thought to how they're going to get the world to know about this product, I'm going to ask that question. Good. But if they're really into marketing and they haven't really kind of given that much care to the product, I'm going to ask about the product. Yeah. You know, so I feel like I'm kind of like just moving around trying to catch bits that are important and play them back in. Yeah. But in terms of team stuff, I mean, working, whether it's with, you know, 2 co-founders or whether it's with a whole kind of senior management team or something like that on a, you know, an away day or some sort of team development, I absolutely adore that, because it becomes really challenging for me, because you're also working with the dynamic. You're not just working with one person, which, you know, you can read fairly well, but you're kind of working with the interaction, the glue that's invisible within the room. And that's really interesting. And often I do that, you know, I kind of bring in some tools to talk about people's strengths. And so when you start talking about that, it's just like, oh gosh, I didn't realize you were able to do that. You know, as they see their colleague kind of strong in something. And often I use a facilitation tool called Lego Series Play. Have you come across this? Yeah, I've heard it. I think I did a Lego session I think I was like on I was part of a sort of peer-to-peer group, and I think we had someone facilitate it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was great. I mean, when I'm working with teams, I tend to make it pretty dynamic. And I mean, Lego Series Play is an amazing tool. Basically, you have a big, exciting kind of collection of Lego pieces, and you, as a facilitator, you would design the session beforehand, but you basically pose questions, and then each individual builds their own reply in maybe 3 minutes. So you don't have very long to build a reply, and then you go around each person and you get them to talk about what they've built. So at the beginning, you might, you know, to warm them up, you might ask a question like, build what it's like to have a bad boss. So they might build like a little mini figure in a like cave or something. Yeah. But then later you can start, you know, tackling much more interesting questions that relate to the work. Yeah. And then you can, you know, have people building solutions to challenges that they have in their workplace. So like you can really escalate up. Yeah. And it becomes much more dynamic, and you can test scenarios and all sorts of stuff. So for me, when you get people together who are, you know, everyone's so smart and bright anyway, so you just kind of give them something that enables them to work well together. Yeah, it's great.